I'll never forget it. It's me going against a kicker. So we're basically running. I'll show you. So it's me. The competition is here, right? So me on one side and the kicker on the other side, and we're hopping on 1 foot. We're hopping on 1 foot, damn 40 yards down the field. Hopping on 1 foot, 40 yards down the field. I'm about to beat him, and then before I know it, the next thing I knew, my ACL goes. Tear my ACL. It's right here. I'll show you guys the scars right there. See it? Let's look at it. Look a little closer. Let me show you. See that? See that scar right there? Yep. I show kids that all the time. I show kids that all the time when they talk about how they're going to be playing in the league and, you know, I got football and I don't need to focus on my studies. I'm good. I'm good. I'm nice. I'm feel like that. I show them that scar all the time because that scar made it so I had to sit. I was out of football for the entire year. My entire sophomore year, I was out of football. Not only think about what I was telling you before. I had already gotten my release. I already told him I wanted to transfer. I didn't want to be at Carson Newman, right? I basically was telling them I wanted to be at a different school. And boom, there goes tearing ACL. And now my recovery and how fast I recover from the surgery and all that kind of stuff, it's not something that I'm looking at it now. If I'm the coach of this player, it's not something that I necessarily need to make a priority. Not to say that Coach Sparks and the Carson Newman staff didn't care about me, but it was like, look, we got to focus on the guys that want to be here. We got to focus on the guys that didn't ask for the release papers or isn't looking around at other schools and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, it was basically just me left to say, hey, do you want to continue to do this? Do you want to continue to do this or not? And I had to face that decision. So that happened. And I'll never forget when we actually got, you know, we got the ring. We got the ring that day because when it was given to us, the Coach Sparks asked us to, before we opened it, he said, go to any adult in the room that you may feel comfortable with or that you may, because I mean, he knows it's a Division II program and there's a lot of turnover. There's a lot of people coming in and out, whether they're transferring down from D1 to D2 or high school guys that are looking for a different shot or junior college guys. It's a lot of things going on when it comes to a program like Carson Newman that takes in so many guys and allows the opportunity for a lot of people to play and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I went to my linebacker coach at the time. Now he's no longer with us, the late Carl Torbush, who got to know really well that freshman year, and I learned so much about the game of football. If you go look up the name Carl Torbush and what he's all about, he's someone that, again, he's the late, he passed away, I want to say maybe a couple of years ago. I actually wrote about him. I wrote about him in this book, or not only this book, but I also wrote about him. I wrote about him twice because his part of his story, my introduction to football. This is it. I got it right here. Carl Torbush. Yeah, Carl Torbush. Yeah, so that was my linebacker. So these are my guys over here, by the way. And let me show you. Yeah, those are my guys at Carson Newman. Shout out to B Smooth and T-Bird. Keeping up with you guys on social and all that. But Coach Torbush was my linebackers coach. And when we got the ring, I asked him to pray for me as, you know, as we were moving on to different, you know, to different lives, and, you know, things were just going to be changing. So remember him, you know, shaking my hand, praying for me and just saying, look, I know he's been through a lot. I know he's, you know, missing home, and then he goes and tears his ACL. He had an opportunity to play and things change, you know. So he wished me well. And that was the kind of the last interaction that I actually had with him.